Yo, 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 welcome everybody to episode 3 of Real Spirit with Dupree. I got my good friend and one of my favorite coaches, Ms Ericka Cromartie. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. Happy to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for sitting down and taking the time out your busy schedule for me to interview you and get some information on your career as a both a player and a coach. If you want to just introduce yourself to the viewers, and then I'll jump into my questions.
Sure. My name is Ericka Cromartie. I'm from Midway, Florida, by way of Tallahassee, Florida. Attended FAMU DRS from 89 to 2001. Played basketball there, earned a scholarship to Miles College, played there. Got some accolades there, freshman of the year, MVP my senior year. And then Hall of Fame from Miles College. And then also, then I returned home to coach at my high school, Family High, and had some success while here. Won 3 straight state championships, coach of the year a couple times, and just being able to build up young ladies. I think that's the main thing that I love about the job.
Yeah, and I of course I had to go do my research on you, so I prepared for this interview. So I got
Okay.
all your accolades here. Graduated from FAMU High in 2001
Mm,
and received a 4-year scholarship to Miles College in Birmingham, Alabama, where you played point guard from 2001 to 2015. You got,
2005.
I'm sorry, woo, 2001 to 2005.
Yes, I was in
Uh,
school 15 years.
right. That's messed up.
That's
And
all
then
right.
freshman of the year, and then you also got MVP your senior year.
Mm.
And so, talk a little bit about obviously your career at FAMU High, and then going on to college. Like, well, how was that transition and experiences?
I mean, so Family High School, that was a great experience because you're able to play young. You're able to start playing there 6th grade. So we were
Right,
able to really start playing the game. Actually, before that, we started playing in like 5th grade, just playing with the older girls. And then they started a middle school team at that time. So we were able to play middle school. And see, we weren't a part of the Leon County school, so we couldn't play. I think they had like Champ Day or something like that at
right,
the
yeah,
middle school.
champ day.
Yeah, so we couldn't be, we wasn't a part of that. So we ended up having to play, our middle school team ended up playing like JV girls on varsity high school teams.
Oh
So,
wow,
right. So that was an experience, but at the end of the day, we got better from that. And then we matriculated on the high school. And by that time, we got better. And we just, we had some pretty good teams at FAMU High School. We did our thing in the city back then. And, and to this day, when I started coaching there and Coach Ali and Coach Hicks were there, they kind of kept it going. But even before them, it was Coach LeCount and Coach Matlock that kind of, started it. But it was pretty cool. And then going on to Miles College, playing there and coming from Florida, to Alabama, that was an experience, and I enjoyed that. And to come in my freshman year and had a success I had, I was kind of excited about that because then I felt like, okay, if I can do it my freshman year, then what's you never know what can come for the next 3 years. So it was good, a good experience.
what was your most exciting moment in high school, and then your most exciting moment in college?
Oh, that's a good question. High school, I think going to, well, I'll say 2 times. The first experience I will never forget was a summer league game. Well, let's go back to middle school, and I played in middle school, and we were down, I think, like 2 points with like 8 seconds left in the game, and they swung the ball around. I think I was on the right wing, and I shot it and made it and won the game. Like back then, that was big because I was in
Right.
middle school, and you won a game for your team. So that was one thing. And then another time, it was a summer league game when we were playing Florida High. And the crazy thing is I had already dreamt it. Like I had already seen what was gonna happen. And
Wow.
so somebody got to steal, or I got to steal or something. And I just threw it up at half court and it went in, and it was just
Wow.
crazy. And then another experience in high school was to go to state. I think I went to state my 10th grade year and my 12th grade year. That experience was something that I will never forget. And then at Miles, I think just playing in another level and in
Sweet.
another city. I think that was, and then at that point you playing against girls from all over the world. So just to kind of can see how your skills, how you can hold your skills against somebody else from another city and another state is good.
Yeah.
And just the whole college experience too.
Now, freshman of the year, what was that like? Like to get freshman of the year, did you go into the Miles College situation thinking, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and kill, I'm gonna get this freshman of the year award, or was you going in more so like I'm just trying to, get my feet wet, learn college?
I was just trying to get my feet wet. I mean, because I was literally like a $112 back then. Like I mean, as I got older, I started to gain weight, but I've been small majority of my life. So I was just like, I just want to see how I can, hold my own against these girls. But I mean, I was able to do a little something.
Little something is selling yourself short. Freshman of the year ain't no little something.
Yeah.
And then as we transition to sophomore year, junior year, and then to get the senior year MVP.
Yeah.
What was that like? What was that situation like going into your senior year? That's obviously your last year. I know I
Yeah.
feel like players in general, you look at that last year like I'm gonna go, extra hard, super hard because this is my last go round. Was that kind of like your mindset? Like you was like, this is my last hurrah, let me put it all on, leave it all out?
Not necessarily, because see, by that time I had like two coaches. I had a coach my freshman year, my freshman and sophomore year, I had the same coach. Then my junior and senior year, we had another coach. So the whole style was different. When Coach Wallace came, he kind of was more so like how we played in high school, like run and gun, like go get it, press. So that was more so my style. So I think I was, and I had experienced so much by then, like playing. So I was a little bit better. So by that time, it was like, okay, I kind of knew what I was doing. I mean, I had bad games, but I had a lot of good games too. So I think by that time, I was just kind of like so experienced in it. So I kind of knew what I could do by that time. Only thing I think that kind of hurt me was I was just so small. Like, you could post me up and I had that deficit, but that was about it though. I still went hard.
So after that, you returned to FSU?
Yeah, I came back home, went to grad school at FSU, and then I started working as an assistant coach at Leon with my high school coach, Coach Hicks. He reached out and told me he was working over there, and if I wanted to come out there and help him, and I did. I mean, that's when I realized that just because you play the game don't mean you can coach it. So it's different. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot just observing and watching how it was done then, and then I ended up working at Crossroad Academy in Quincy. I was teaching phys ed and coaching the middle school team. And then I really got my feet wet with that group because they were, just learning the game. But by the time I left them, like we was running the table in Quincy then, like we were pretty good. And then after that, that's when I ended up coming to FAMU DRS.
Right. And I was going to segue with me to, I also wanted to shine light on, you was given an opportunity to teach at FAMU DRS in 2012, 2013.
Yeah, but I didn't start coaching until 15 though, 14,
right.
15.
You earned your second master's at FAMU as well?
Yeah, in sport management.
Okay. What was you was doing the school thing. Was you still playing ball were you still playing ball then? Like did you come back and kind of be the school girl?
Yeah, I was done. After
I
I
mean
had
like
opportunity to go
pickup ball, like was you
overseas.
still playing pickup ball and stuff like that, or was you
A little bit, a little bit. After Miles, I could have went overseas, but I was kind of done with playing by then, so I just came on home. But I didn't really play too much like that because I was in school and working, so it was a lot going on then.
How was that transition from, all this basketball playing to 9 playing basketball and focusing more on school?
You know what? I think I played too long, and people like, what you mean by that? Like I started playing at the age of 7, from Palmer Monroe every summer, playing or whatever. So from 7 to I graduated, I was 20, 21. So that's 14, 15 years of playing. That's a lot because I would play during the school year, I would play during the summer. So by the time I got done at Miles, I was like, I'm done. Burnt out. I'm done with playing basketball.
And then, like you say, you 2014, 2015, you began coaching girls basketball at FAMU DRS. And then let's talk about you started winning some state championships over there at FAMU High.
Yeah.
We got to winning the 2A state championship, coach of the year, 2015, 16. And then you won back-to-back state championships, another Coach of the Year award in 2016 and 2017. Follow that up, obviously, and I want to point out, you were becoming the first team of any sport in Tallahassee to win 3 in a row because you ended up winning a third.
Right.
How was that experience to win 3 state championships back to back,
Yeah.
3-time Coach of the Year at your home, in your hometown, and the school you played with? How was that experience?
I couldn't draw that up. I mean, if people
Right.
like, oh, did you know that was gonna happen? No, I did not, because honestly, I didn't even think I was gonna be coaching. Like I know I enjoyed the game. I love being around the game, but coaching, that was nothing I thought I would be doing. So for all that to happen, had to be God. I mean, you know, I really thank God for what he's done and is doing in my life. And the fact that I was able to impact other girls the same way some coaches impact me. So and then for it to be at my high school, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Better than that, right?
Right. So, I mean, just that whole ride was great. I mean, and people, you know, sometimes say, well, you know, you better enjoy it because it don't last long. It might don't, but I appreciate what it was, because I mean, who all can say they experienced that many times? You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's you. I was reading that. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, was it emotional? Especially when you winning and winning, and you realize, like, I played here, and
Yeah.
now winning here. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, you don't like when you're in it, it's like you just, and you're a competitor, you just trying to get it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You really don't think about it till after the fact. And I was like, dang, we really just did that, you know? But when
Right.
you in it, you just trying to get it, you know. But
Right.
I did sit back because I know that's one thing I wanted to do. I was like, you got to sit back and enjoy it, because if it's always work, 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 you're never gonna really see, you know, the fruits of your labor. So I did. I just sit back and I was like, wow, you know, we really did something that a lot of people can't say they did. So yeah, it's a blessing.
And then, obviously, and then you said you thank God for that they got a quote when I was doing some research on you. It was a quote that said, Coach Cromartie thanks God for giving her the opportunity to mentor and coach student athletes to become the best they can be. Segue into a question. As a female baller, do you think it's harder for women than it is for men in terms of getting respect and recognition for the game that y'all play?
I think a couple years ago, yeah, but now I think women's basketball is kind of getting the attention it deserves because of the Caitlin Clarks, because of the Angel Reese, Don Staley's, people like that, and then with the rise of WNBA. So I think it's finally kind of getting the attention it deserves. Is it on the same level as men? No, but I think it's going in the right direction.
I agree. It's been the evolution of Miss Angel Reese.
Yes.
Really, I used to watch female basketball. I used to watch the
Yeah.
UConn team with Diana Taurasi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Candace Parker to death. So,
Yeah.
like, when they was playing, and then I forgot the other girl name. I think she played for UConn too. She was a shooting guard. I can't remember her name. Save my life. But
Talking about Maya Moore.
yeah, Maya Moore. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was good too. I used to watch her play. I used to love
Yeah.
watching her play. So yeah, I do agree that it's getting a lot more recognition than it usually gets in the past. But I do think, especially from a male standpoint, I don't think we got it on the pedestal it should be on. And
Right.
like, I get it, like, you know, the people like men sports because, you know, we got the fast play, the dunking,
And the
and all
boy
that kind of stuff.
rim.
But
Yeah.
I always
I
been
mean,
a
I
firm
watch
believer.
it. I watch
Right.
it. I mean, I mean, you can't take it away. It's more exciting. They can do more with the ball,
Right.
you know. But like I said, I do think women's sports is coming along. But I mean, you can't. They play above the rim, like, and then now how some
Right.
teams play, you know, it's just exciting to watch.
Yeah, I always wondered why the NBA, with the resources they have, why they never made sure that the WNBA receives the same. You know, like, I feel like it's something they can do. Maybe I'm just talking from a area and I don't understand how the dynamics work, but I just feel like that platform is big enough to uplift the women's game a little bit more than what it is. I love this Curry and what's her name, Sabrina, that just shot
Yeah.
the 3-point contest. Like, that's amazing. Like, and I like the fact that Steph Curry and her came together and did it, and they
Yeah.
both were talking about wanting to see it happen more because I feel like that's something that All-Star Weekend has been dwindling anyway. But I feel like some of those situations is an opportunity to kind of like, okay, we know who LeBron is, we know who Steph Curry
Right.
is. Like, let's put some, you know, the WNBA girls, you know, have like a WNBA weekend, like incorporate them into the weekend. It's something I feel like, me personally, I would like to see them do more. I know that you got the NBA guys teams are like, they got the Spars, the LA Spars, the LA Lakers. I just feel like you got that connection already. So why not share some of those resources and benefits to uplift the WNBA? But like you say, it's a point where now people who don't watch women's sports are starting to like, okay, let me watch this. Like
Yeah.
LSU, like South Carolina's playing they minds out right now.
One of my best team. Like I love Dawn Staley.
I love, oh my God, I love her. She's listen, I was trying to give her like a certain nickname, but I don't even know. Like, she's just so different. But I love the way she say what she want to say. She say what she mean. She but she's respectful too. But I like her confidence and her swag. I love her.
Oh yeah, one of the GOATs.
All right. Who your favorite? I ain't got this question on there, but who your favorite college basketball team right now?
Women or men?
Like women's. Sorry.
South Carolina. Well,
Right.
I put it in this order. So number one, I would say South Carolina. Number two, I would say I like to watch LSU. LSU, you know, to me, they might not have all the pieces, but they're fun to watch. They're grimy. They play with a lot of grit, so they make it interesting. And the third team, that's kind of question mark. But those are the main two that I would sit down and watch.
I like LSU coach too. She
Kim Mulkey.
Yeah, she's feisty.
Yeah.
What and from the past, what are some of your past college basketball, women's college basketball team you like to watch in the past that you were watching when you was playing?
Tennessee, University of Tennessee with Pat Summitt and Shamika Holslaw, like that whole era. Like I even went to one of the camps in Tennessee growing up, and just being there, seeing Pat Summitt, seeing the college university, it was an amazing experience. I never forget that for the rest of my life.
If you could have one, I ain't gonna make you do one. Give me 5. Like, if you could make your own start, including yourself, if you can make your favorite starting 5 out of your favorite female basketball player.
That's tough. Okay. And you said I include myself. I said, okay, myself.
You can't include, or you could just say, let's not include yourself. Let's say if you was a coach and they told you get to pick 5 girls to go to war with. Who you going with?
Okay. I gotta put Angel Reese in there because even though she can lack some kind of skill, she'll make it up with just being a dog. Right. So I gotta put Angel Reese. I gotta put Caitlin Clark too, because she gonna shoot. She gonna shoot the ball.
Lights out.
She's gonna shoot it. It's a freshman guard, and I don't know. That's kind of too early, but it's a freshman guard for South Carolina that I like. But I don't know if she ready yet. Got the girl last name, but she's a guard. I'll put her.
This could be all time now. It ain't gotta be just right now.
Well, okay. Well, did I take her out? I take her out. Shamika Holslaw. She's played for Tennessee back in the day. I put her in there. You remember her? Okay. Yeah. Shoot, you gotta put Tarazi in there though, because she a beast too. I need a guard now. Dawn Staley, shoot, in her prime, put her in there.
See, I ain't know that she played.
Yeah, she was good too.
What she played
point guard. She played at Virginia. She played at Virginia.
Okay. All right. So no Maya Moore, you left my girl off there.
I like Maya Moore, but see, it is between her and Tarazi, and I have to go with Tarazi over there.
Right, definitely. Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one anyway.
Right.
We just asked that. What's the weirdest basketball related superstition you ever heard of?
That I heard of? I haven't heard of that I didn't do. One of them was I heard like one of the players, like, she got to do number 2 before the game, regardless. Like,
really?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
What that do? Make you? They say it make it when you shit before the game and make you light on your feet.
But hey, if it worked, but I just was like, okay, I never heard of that. I never heard of that one.
what do you think are some of the most important factors that contribute to a successful basketball program at the high school level, and how do you work to build and support that program?
Good question. For
How
one,
would
I don't care what kind of coach you are, coach you have, you got to have some players. I mean, you got to have some players that can play, not only necessarily can play, but understand the game mentally too. I think some girls are lacking that. But you got to have some dogs. You got to have some people that can play. And then you got to have all the pieces. Like, you need your guards. Definitely the point guard. You need a point guard. That's off top. You got to have a point guard. And then you're going to need some shooters. And then you're going to need some bigs. And then after that, you got to be able to develop these players, because they come in one way, they shouldn't leave out the same way. So you got to be able to develop. And then you got to be able, with girls, you got to be able to motivate. If you can't motivate girls, you're in for a long season. One thing about girls, they got to feel and understand that you have their back. Right. Boys might just get out there regardless. They can not like their coach. They're going to go out there and play. Right. Girls are a little different. They gotta be all in. They gotta believe that you're all in with them too. So I say those are the three things.
That's interesting. That's the interesting take, because unless you ever been in that, in that coaching spot, you don't know the different dynamics of, like you just said, like the boys will go out there and say, I don't like this dude, but I'm gonna go drop this 30 regardless. And it's to hear that for the girls is a little different.
Yeah, you got
it's more like a family.
You got some that'll still go out there and play, but for the most part, we can be emotional. You know what I'm saying? So some girls gotta believe that you in there with them, and they gotta buy into what you're doing. Like, if you could be the best coach, but if you don't get a buy-in, it's like talking to a brick wall.
Do you think is it harder to criticize and get them, because you got to critique and criticize their game to kind of get them to get better? Do you think it's harder because of the emotional aspect of it, of like making them, I guess if they believe in you, they know that you doing it from a good heart, then that's different. Do you think it's hard to be like, hey, you may think you're a 3-point shooter, but I need you to focus on 2-pointer? You know what I'm saying? Like, how's the critiquing their game? Is that hard?
Well, not necessarily. I think it's all about the delivery. Yeah, because I teach as well, so it's kind of go hand in hand with coaching. When you have a class, it's a certain saying that you treat them fair, but you deal with them differently. Like, if you were on my team and I knew that I can get what up in you to get you going, then that's what I'm gonna do. Right. But I know if I get on you, you will shut down, and I won't do that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find ways to get that player motivated. And that goes back to knowing your personnel, knowing what you got, knowing what gets them to go, knowing what can get them to give you everything they have. So it's a lot. People just think, just because you know the game, you can coach. That's far from the truth. It's a lot that comes with coaching, especially with females.
Yeah, it's almost like with me, from my side, like I mentor and manage and supervising people. It's like you said, some people you can say certain stuff to in a certain way, and you can get some out. Some of them you got to talk to like that. Sometimes you got to talk a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more straight to the point. And then there's other ones you got to kind of ease into it, where it's kind of like, I'm not telling you you're doing it wrong, but I'm just trying to show you an easier way, a better way. So that's really important with just managing people and dealing with
people.
There
you go. And it can't always be what they're doing wrong. Sometimes give them some of they're doing right. Once they see they got some kind of success, then you can still get more out of it. But if everything is bad, then they like, well, dog, I can't do nothing right, because everything I do is bad.
Right. Especially in that, when you just talk about like trying to figure out how to get them to get better and get them to want to get better and get them to want to go hard for you and for their teammates and for themselves. You got to make sure that the buttons to push. If, like you say, praise them on the great things they do and say, hey, you want to be a complete player. You shoot threes really good and you play great defense. If we can just get you to box out a little bit, what I'm saying, you can be a complete player. So it's like finding little ways like that. And
this how I get them too. Sometimes come out there in the game shooting threes. I'm like, dang, you practice that in practice?
Right.
Nah, coach, they don't shoot in the game.
Right.
I mean, that's just being real. So
Right.
if that's what you want to do, start practicing that in practice. Then you can shoot in the game.
I like that. I wish my coach would have told me that. Well, he had to tell me that because I was always practicing three. That's the only thing I wanted to
Yeah,
shoot.
there
They should
you
have
go.
had me practicing. They should have me practicing twos because I ain't like shooting twos. I'm gonna take a three.
See, that's the same way. They'll do a 3 before they do a layup.
Right. Yeah, but that's the game actually.
It
The
is.
game. I won't say so much the female game, but the men's game is just it's hard for me to watch sometimes because it's like everybody. I watch them run under the basket with nobody under there to
I'm
swing
out.
it back out to take a three, and
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's all like
oh,
three
like,
or
what are
three
y'all
or
doing?
nothing. You gotta shoot a 3 or nothing. And I'm like, that is not how it works. And you can't blame Steph Curry, but in a sense, it's like, well, yes, you can, but you can't. I mean, that's his game.
Right.
Everybody's not Steph Curry because like his dad was a great 3-point shooter, but he ain't pull him up like Steph did.
Nah. He was more of a he shot within the floor of the offense
There
and
you
trained. He's
go. That's what he
like
did.
Steph. His whole game is just shoot the three, and everybody wanted to do it. Like everybody just big men. We ain't no post up guys no more.
Right.
Everybody just want to shoot. You got Carl
Everybody
Anthony
on the
Towns.
perimeter. Everybody out on the perimeter.
Everybody. And I'm a Gator fan, so when I watch us play, we shoot so many threes, and it's just like I get it. Like we got a couple people that can shoot them, but we shoot too many, and it's just like this game. It's hard for me to watch sometimes because I'll be like, man, stop shooting up them threes. You don't want no pick and roll. You don't want no post up.
I get
So,
it.
what inspired you to start playing basketball, and how did you get into the sport?
Oh, someplace you familiar with, Palm Monroe Community
Yes,
Center.
ma'am.
I would go there in the summer, and we used to have gym time. We can go in the gym and play. I was
Yes,
going in
ma'am.
there and just kind of fell in love with it, and that's kind of how I started. And then some of my cousins and family played, around the house or whatever. But that's Palm Monroe was the beginning. Just going there every summer, playing with the boys. And then I started playing at the high school, but just started playing there every summer. That's what kind of got me going, and the rest is history from that.
At what age did you realize, like, hey, I'm kind of nice. I can do this thing out here.
Oh, shoot. Probably I would say middle school.
Yeah.
Probably about 6th grade.
What would you what's I want to say what's your go-to? I mean, what's your best skill set? Like you a shooter, you a
Oh
passer?
yeah, I could shoot it. And see, I'm left-handed too. So
I
back
am too.
then, a lot of people didn't really know how to guard me.
Right.
So shoot, I could shoot a 3, and then I could handle the ball well too. And then my court vision was pretty good. I can pass.
Right.
Yeah, so I had those 3 things going for me at the time. Well, ever since I was playing.
Yeah,
And I was very unselfish. Like I got a thrill off of making a good pass to somebody if they finished it. I mean, they got to finish it though. But yeah, I got a thrill off her left was thank you for calling right. Like that left hand was something serious back then.
Question as a PG, when you give somebody a nice pass, are you distributing that rock and they miss a shot or miss a nice layup, do it discourage you to pass it to them the next time?
No, but I'm side-eyeing you. Like next time you better come through with it, because if not, it's going somewhere else. But if they open again, I'm gonna give it back to them though.
Right.
But a lot of times they ain't mess up my passes that much. And then you play with people because we played with each other for so long. So by that time we knew each other.
I know as a basketball player myself, I used to have extra pressure in my head if somebody hit me on the run, like on a fast break, or like I cut to the basket and you bobble that ball and you got an easy layup, or you catch the ball and miss the layup because you in traffic, you trying to get it up. It's heartbreaking. I know for me as a player, when I miss somebody else pass a good pass, and then when somebody miss my pass up, I used to get mad.
Yeah. It happens though. I mean, it happens.
Like, I don't pass that often. If I do give you a good one, you better make it because the next time I'm just gonna shoot.
Okay, you was the one of them.
Oh yeah, listen. If I give it up, because I don't pass that often. Anybody that hoop with me, summer league, city league, even when I was in job corps playing basketball, I ain't no passer.
Yeah. So you played in those summer leagues at Walker Ford, like the top ones.
Yep.
I remember those.
That were all the when Dante Guinea and B-Head, all them.
All of them.
Yep. That's how I learned how to play basketball at Walker Ford pickup ball with Robert Stigler and Super.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to play.
Okay.
I played summer league with them boys.
Yeah.
I used to fill out a place honestly because all them boys was played high school ball, then them boys was going, the boy went out to college and overseas.
Yeah.
I'm just up there playing pickup ball, but it was, it was surreal to play ball with so many great, some like I played pretty much. Walker Ford used to have the best basketball player from our city played in Walker Ford Summer League every year.
Oh, definitely. People came from all over to come to see that because my sister used to work there over the summer. And so I would go over there sometime, or I would go to Palmer Monroe sometime. And I think she was talking to Smoke about me, like, oh, my sister can play, this can play, this can play. And so he was like, all right, well, have her come over there. And I think we played one time. I don't remember what happened, but I remember I was like, oh, this boy can play. Like Dante Rollins?
Oh, yeah. Smoke, Smoke, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That dude was so nice. He played with Barn All-Stars. When we were playing in summer leagues and city league. Yeah, that dude was so nasty.
Yeah. So I mean, just Tallahassee full of them, just different people that you either knew about, heard about, or played against that kind of helped you get better too.
Yeah, they helped me get better. I gotta say, it was the privilege for me to even, play with them kind of cats on that level. What did you play against boys a lot? I
did. So even though I attended FAMU High School on the during the summer and like after the season, me and one of my friends would go over to Rickers and work out with my goddad Eli Bryant. Matter of fact, he's still the coach there now. And so I remember in order to go over there with him, you had to try out really for him. Like he wasn't gonna just take anybody. Right. If you couldn't play, you weren't going. So he picked us up, me and my friend up from school, and he was like, okay, we went to Rickers. And I'm trying to remember who all was there at that time. It could have been like Maurice Coleman, could have been like Kenwood, people like that. I know Moses White was there because he was older. And so Eli was like, okay, he picked the teams, he put us on the teams. And he was like, okay, y'all play. And so we were like, play? He was like, yeah, play. So we just had to play against the boys. And I remember I did pretty good. And so me and my friend was like, oh, Lord, can we stay? He going to tell us we got to go. And so afterwards, he was, if you know Eli, he's not going to just give you straight good stuff. He can find something wrong with what you did. But he was like, y'all ain't bad. And we was like, I guess we gonna stay, and the rest is history. We started going over there from 9th grade all the way to 12th. So I would go to practice at the school at FAMU High. Then sometime after that, I would go over there with Eli, work out, lift weights. He had us call it the monster, from the top of that church by Rickards all the way down to what's that?
What, around about that?
Past that.
What?
Back up to Magnolia.
Wow.
Yes, we had to do that every summer and every spring, and he would time us. And it's so crazy because now the stuff I did with Eli, I do with my girls. Like I hated it then, but I see why we had to do it. So Eli was doing stuff that these gyms doing now. He did it for free back then, from Monday through Thursday. We was working out. So he was at Jason and Lynette. Yes, Jason Brooks. Everybody was up there then. Like
Rick has
Chip Neely, like
Chip.
Some names. Darren Morley, like everybody was up there.
What's my next question? Because I figured we were gonna kind of get the chat in there. But that's good. That's what you want. You want good dialogue. What are some of the biggest challenges you face as the basketball player, and then how did you overcome them?
Like I said, my size. Like I was always undersized. That was a challenge. There's nothing I could really do about it. I mean, I lift weights, whatever. I did all I could. It just was what it was. So I figured, okay, if I'm not going to be as big as you, I'm going to have to outsmart you or be quicker. And so I just worked on that. And sometimes it worked. Sometimes it caught up with me because of the person the same way, but she's bigger than I still would kind of, be at a disadvantage. But that's the only thing I can say. And I just kind of worked on it and use the things that I was better at to my advantage.
Was you good at getting separation to get your shot off? Would you like a come off a screen kind of player? How was your game? You could just pretty much get your own. You know how some people need a screen, need a pass off, or come off a cut. Or was you somebody that can create your own shot?
I created my own shot. I realized what I needed to do that, but I created my own shot. So I mean, I can't tell you what I did to do it. Right, it's over with now. But I would do like crossover, step back, or something like that to kind of get it going. But it was pretty cool. I mean, I had to learn how to use both hands because at one time when I was younger, all I want to do is use my right, use my left. Till Eli was like, people gonna start realizing you left-handed. You got to be able to use both hands. So that's when I kind of picked up my moves, in and out, crossover, spin, behind the back, those type of things to create separation for the shot.
Okay, girl. Sound like you know what you're talking about a little bit.
I know a little bit.
What advice would you give to young players who are starting out in the sport? And what do you think are some of the key? It's kind of like a two-part question. What advice would you give to young players who are starting out in the sport? And then the second part is, what do you think are some of the keys to success in basketball? We kind of already went over that a little bit, but so the first part is, what advice would you give young players that are starting out in the sport?
Well, the first thing I would say is don't look for instant success. A lot of kids start playing, and the first thing they want to see is like, sometimes people could put pressure on them, like, why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that?
Right.
Why you missed that shot? Why you made a bad pass? Let them play a little bit, because I think a lot of times the love can be taken out because either it's bragging rights or even it's, it's just sometimes the love can be taken out of the sport till now the kids feel like they got to be a certain way. If they don't do this right, they don't want to play. Let them just enjoy the amateurism of it first. And then if they see that they're good at it or they really like it, then we can go in competitiveness. But they coming out 5 years old competing. Let them play first. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it be the parents.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you on that, because a lot of parents be pushing, like, and it don't always be the parents who played and didn't make it, but sometimes they do. It's be like, okay, I know what I didn't do, and I feel I want my child to do it. And then some people trying to live through their kids. And when you live through your kids, they may not want to play the sport, but you trying to make them play, you trying to make them go to these camps, you trying to make them do training, and like you say, and then the love get taken out of them, and they end up hating it.
Right. Like some people inbox me or text me, hey, what you think I should do with my kid? I'm like, first of all, how old? 6. Let them play it first. Just let them go out there and make a whole bunch of mistakes.
Right.
And then if as they get older, they say, well, mama, daddy, this is something I really want to do. Okay, now we invest.
Right.
But not off rip, because then you're gonna because now you think it's a job, and that's what you don't want.
Right. I agree. I did that with my son. I put him in all the sports and let him play, and see which one he liked. And people used to always say, man, why you ain't just, if I had a son, I would have had him do this, I had him do that. I was like, I ain't want to make my son play. If he wanted to just play it for fun, he could play it for fun, but I wasn't gonna make him take it serious, because like you said, you take the love out of it and he ain't gonna want to do it anyway. So I agree 100% as a parent that I ain't want to make my child do it. Now my daughter, she in the 7th grade, and she said she interested in playing basketball now. So I'm kind of excited about it. I'm gonna see how long that's gonna last. If she's just some temporary thing, when that age, you want to do something one minute and the next minute you don't. So if she stays serious, I told her I'm gonna invest in her. So I'm excited a little bit about that. Well, I ain't gonna say a little bit. I'm excited a lot, actually. How do you mentally prepare for a game?
It all depends. What I will say, what I really try to do, because I usually just stay at work. Because if we got a game at 7 o'clock, I usually just stay at work and kind of go up. I eat something, then I'll go in my office and just meditate and be by myself a little bit, even if it's listening to music or just quiet time. And then I go back out and kind of put on my game face. But for the most part, I get a lot of quiet time to myself and just kind of like meditate, because people don't understand basketball is mental too.
Right.
Yeah, people don't realize that.
But I forgot what somebody used to use a quote. It's like 90% mental, 10% talent, or something like that. You got to have the mental capacity to be able to.
You're right. Like, I was just talking to one of my colleagues today, and I was like, it's a lot of Michael Jordans in the neighborhoods, a lot of LeBron James in neighborhoods because they just didn't have the right mindset. You know what I'm saying? And people, I mean, because you can know the game, but if you don't know when to do a certain move, when you don't know when to do this, when to do that, doesn't matter. A lot of times I ask my girls, why you do that? Why you make that type of pass? And sometimes they can't even tell me why. I don't know. I just did it. Okay, but why?
Yeah. That mental is like 100%. I would say 100% of life, really, because you got to be mentally prepared to even make the decisions to commit to something. Anything in life, you got to commit to practice. You got to be commit to being great. You got to commit to your teammates. You got to commit to your coach. And so the mental part of it starts before you even walk in the gym and say you want to play basketball.
That's it.
Like you say, it's a bunch of LeBron James and Michael Jordans who never walked in, who never had the mental capacity to say, I want to do this. They was, probably getting in trouble, hanging out in the streets or whatever.
Crowd,
Yeah. So you got to have that mental aspect of it to even get whatever inside you already, because God already blessed all us with the talent and the gifts. We just got to have the mental capacity to know how to tap in.
And got to be willing to work hard. A lot of people think it's going to fall in your lap, and that's so far from the truth.
Right. I mean, it don't even fall in your lap when your parents was great. I mean, and like you think that, and like people, not to get off subject a little bit, but like people want to criticize Bronny, like he's supposed to go out there and average 30 a game, because of his dad, but like he's still learning how to be a basketball player. People don't understand, like, it's not easy just to say LeBron James my daddy, so nobody can guard me and I'm gonna go out there and just know what to do. He's still, when you watch him play, you can tell he's still trying to like find himself and find, and I think he's gonna be a really good basketball player because he got what we were just talking about. He got the mental part of it already.
That's what I'm saying. I respect him to the utmost because you're right. He's not busting out with 35, 50 points a game. No, and the way he plays it, to me, is the right way. You can tell he plays the game, let the game come to him. He take what is given. He doesn't try to force anything, and he gets his teammates involved. And I love that about him.
Man. Every time I could try to stay up and catch a game, like I just watched them play this weekend, and I just like watching the kid play. He just, even when the coach sub him out, because when I'm watching the game, I'll be watching like the players and their facial expression, their reactions. Like when like I watch everything, so I be watching like, okay, he just got in the game, now he can take out his mannerism never changed.
Yes.
He still be like cheering for his teammates. He locked in the huddles on the sideline. I love that kid, man. Not just like he's LeBron James' son, but just like how he carry himself. It just make you want to be a fan of him.
Yeah, unselfish, and that's something you can't teach either.
And he don't take no shots. He get in the game, I'm gonna say me. I don't know about everybody else. Like when I used to play on a roster where I'm playing with other good players, and I'm coming off the bench, and I know it's gonna be some subs going on. When I get in, I'm not really looking to share the ball. Like I'm looking to. If I ain't give him 5 minutes, I'm gonna try to get me 15, 20 points in 5 minutes. Y'all let me touch this ball. I'm shooting it. That's how I was.
But you get it, you jacking up, huh?
Oh yeah. That's why I eventually had to end up getting my own team, because I was like, look, I'm gonna get my own team and I'm gonna call the shots and I'm gonna take the shots.
Okay.
Look at Rod. No, Rod used to play with me. Rod, no, I would jack that thing.
Oh, man. Yeah. What's up, Rod?
What do you think separates a good player from a great player?
Like we just talked about, the mental aspect of it, the work ethic, because some people are naturally talented, like we said, right? But it's up to you to tap into it and to take it further. Because once I got to college, around here, yeah, you kind of could be one of the best in the area. But like I said before, when you get to college, you got people from different places with the best in their area. So what's up? You know what I'm saying? So how is your game going to be different from theirs? So it's just the mental aspect of it, working hard, believing, having confidence, and believing in what you've been working for to know that you can play, and when it's time, the lights and camera comes on, you got to go get it. Some people kind of shy back from that competition. A lot of people not up for that. So I think that's what separates us from the dogs from the good players. When I say dogs in a good way, like when the lights come on, they're ready to play.
Right. Yeah, I used to play, city league and stuff, and some league and stuff with some guys. Like, man, I had one of my teammates. I ain't gonna call his name, but he wouldn't miss a shot in warm-ups. Like,
But in that
wouldn't miss
game
a shot.
time hit, what happened?
Man, get in the game, that boy can't buy a basket. So that's kind of said what you said. Like, and he was a good basketball player. Like, see, he had some games where he'll light it up too. But it's just like when you watch somebody like that, if you warming up against the team and you looking down there, you look like you watch Steph Curry hitting half court crowd shots. We know when he warming up. When we get in the game, boy, that boy came and hit the basket. I'm like, bro, you should have saved some of the warm up shots. But it is. But like you say, the lights cut on. Right too. The lights cut on, and some people, like you said, get a little nervous, and like when you shooting around, just playing around, like I say, warm ups, ain't really no pressure, ain't no clock, everybody not looking at you at the moment,
right?
Ain't nobody really depending on you to hit that shot. Then the game come on, now you down 6 or you down 9, the other team on the run, and now you got to hit this basket,
right?
And that pressure be on you.
Yep.
We kind of talked about this already a little bit, like how has the game of basketball evolved over the years, and then what changes have you seen in the sport, like since your career, like during your career or since your career?
You can view it a lot more now. You have now the college basketball, women's college basketball. To me, I mean, you see it a lot more on TV with with TikTok and even on YouTube. A lot of things are being streamed, so you can watch it those ways. And then I think with the WNBA, you see a lot of more commercials, a lot of ads and stuff. So it's being exposed a lot more than it was then. And like we said earlier, a lot of people, even male or female, are showing interest in the sport. One game, I think it was the LSU South Carolina game, reached so many people. Like I think they had like one of the highest viewers.
Oh yeah.
Sport. Yeah. So back in the day, that wasn't happening. Yeah. So to see it now, it's just, to me, I think it does something for the game, because I think women deserve the same chances as the men. It's a different game, don't get me wrong, because like I said, men play above the rim. We're playing a little below it because we don't dunk. Well, some can dunk. But it's a different style of play. But I think they deserve the same respect that males get.
I agree 100%, especially on the financial side. The financial side,
that's a whole other story, because they're not getting paid nearly the same amount.
Right. I'm like, when I start paying more attention to women's basketball, and I start realizing like how far off those contracts are.
Yes.
Wow. But I think, like you said, the way it's going with the streaming, back in the days we didn't have. Well, I ain't gonna say we didn't have internet, but internet wasn't big. So if you didn't have cable, you weren't watching it anyway. So you getting less viewers because people have less access to the game. But now you got all these different apps and streaming devices that you can stream and watch games on. I really, like a couple of years ago, my son introduced me that you can watch games on YouTube.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Not even YouTube TV, just going on YouTube and typing in. Mm-hmm. So I was like, dang, all this time you could watch games on YouTube. So that's somebody who ain't got no cable. Now I can get on there and watch games.
And then some colleges now have it where you can go to their website and watch the game. So you don't even have to be there. And that's exposure too, right there.
Man, that internet changing.
Oh, definitely.
The landscape of kids getting like you saying, coaching the high school girls, for them to be able to get their film out, get in contact with coaches. You can even work out. You can get top-notch workouts from somebody way, in another country that can help your game. So I wish I came up in this era.
I know, right? Well, for some things, not all, but for stuff like that, definitely, because a scout they don't have to leave their bedroom and can get different players access, see their videos and highlights, like you said. Back in the day, you had to come to the school and all of that. Even though they still do that, but they can save a lot of visits from just on their computer.
Right. I agree. I love it. Like I said, I love the internet. Obviously, the internet is why I'm able to do this, because, back in the days, you either had to have the equipment you ain't doing this kind of stuff. So that internet is changing not only the sport of basketball, but the world.
Life in general.
How do you balance the physical demands of basketball with other aspects of your life? Or I guess it was a little bit more as a player than it is as a coach because you got a
Yeah.
little bit more free time. But kind of
Yeah.
if you can kind of touch on both.
Well, when I was a player, especially in college, you definitely had to have time management because I just didn't do basketball. I pledged the sorority, and I did other things too because I still want to have that college experience,
Right.
but it's hard because you're supposed to be like a student athlete, meaning student comes first. So you definitely have to do a lot of time management. I think a lot of kids don't realize that they're so ready to get the scholarship, so they don't understand it's a job at that point. I think they just see that, oh, I got a scholarship, but it's work. You're playing to stay there, and you got to get your work done. You got to be good on the court and off the court. So I think that's, if you're not understanding of that, that can be a problem. But as a coach now, it's not that hard. Because of where I am now, I teach there. I can see if I was teaching and coaching in two different places, but everything is in the same. So it's not that hard, but it's definitely still a lot of time management though.
How much time do you spend off work as a teacher and as a basketball coach, like thinking about like what do I need to work on with them and how can we get better and
A
growing
lot
up
of
plays?
time, to the point where I had to say, you know what, I can't, you're not going to get everything done at one time. You got to break it up. But I spent a lot of time. Well, I did because we're out of the season now. But I did because as a coach, you're always feeling like we could do this better. I can change this. Or if I would have did this, this wouldn't have happened. So your head is always on a swivel trying to figure out ways to get better as a coach, I would say.
I guess in your playing career, how did you handle pressure situations? Like whether it's
That one no problem.
okay.
That-
So down 8 points, down 10 points, and y'all gotta win the game. You ain't worried about that.
That's what I say. Some people just got that, and I had it. Like it wasn't. I ain't gonna say I was never like I was cocky or nothing, but I was confident in my teammates, and my teammates were confident, and we knew what we could do. So we weren't tripping like that.
Right.
Either we gonna come back and win, or it wasn't our time. But we gonna compete.
Well, they say if you prepare for the moment just another moment. It ain't bigger than you.
We competed. I mean, and that's I think sometimes now some players are lacking that. But when, like I tell my teams, if you play defense and you compete, you're always in the game. You're always in the game. But when you don't, you sell yourself short. You ain't got to be the best offensive player, but if you can defend, you give yourself chances to stay in games.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Defense, well, in defense turns into offense anyway, especially in basketball. Like
Yes,
you ain't gotta be the high scoring team as long as you keep them to score less than you.
there you go. Defense wins championships.
What do you think one of the most, well, I can say the biggest misconceptions about basketball, the sport itself?
I mean, that's a very good question. I think people don't understand the mental aspect that it takes to play it. A lot of people spend a lot of time training on drills and showing the player this and that, but I don't think they spend a lot of time on their mental aspect, like one-on-one chalkboard. Okay, show me, what's the best play to run in this situation. How would you get your teammate the ball in a good situation? Like what's the show me what a mismatch is here. Stuff like that. Things that is not physical, but more so mental. I think a lot of people don't understand the importance of that part of the game.
Amen. I think that's missing in all sports.
Yeah.
I know we talking
I love to
basketball, but
watch
that's
college
missing.
football. I
Yeah,
love to
it's
watch
missing
college
in all
football,
sports.
and I watch it too. Like sometimes I'm like, but that wasn't a good read. Why you threw it there? Like I can play it. But I love college football because to me it's exciting. But it also, to me, now it's just my opinion, it shows a lot of skill sets of players.
Right.
But I was kind of pissed off how they did my nose, but that's a whole other story.
Right. Yeah, they did them wrong. And even as a Gator fan, I was telling people, I admit they did them wrong, but I understand why. they did
I
it.
don't understand why they did us wrong.
They did. They did it for money. They did. I ain't gonna say money, but they did it because Alabama most the popular team, and you ain't gonna that's why they did it. It wasn't fair.
No,
Florida State was the most deserving, but yeah, they how I was trying to tell people, they always been like that. If you put money, hungry people, or people who see money as the most important thing in a position to make a money decision, they're gonna make the money decision.
And you
Regardless.
can't say, "Oh, that's all right, y'all come back next year." It don't work like that.
Yeah. That's
Even if
like
the same group came back, it won't be the same. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. Like you messed us up,
right.
and we got the DJ dude, but to me, it's still a whole different team. That was a team that deserved that shot. And that
even with the backups playing bad, and I understand the element of why they're trying to say because of Jordan Travis, and then they didn't look good. I don't care. I think they should have let Florida State play.
Exactly.
Even if they would have lost, you should have let them play.
It was a shot to lose then, but we couldn't even get going because you shot us in the foot. You know what I'm saying? We earned. I can see if we lost a game, then okay, we on to go, but we earned that spot. If we earned that spot to lose, then let us lose. But you ain't even give us a chance to even see what we was gonna do. And I ain't
money, man. That's. And I know we're getting a little bit off subject, but that NIL and that portal, and it just turning into everything a money grab now. It ain't even the sport. I love college football too, and I just feel like that sport is dying. And you don't even really see NIL and portal big in basketball like that.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there, but football definitely takes the cake on that. But it's coming. It's coming. And I think that goes back to the revenue of the sport, because football makes so much money. To the bag gonna be a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? But that'll be a whole nother topic.
As a coach, and I'm gonna segue into a question. What's your take on the NIL, and from a basketball side of it? Do you see it affecting? Or I just say you said it's getting there. Do you see it affecting basketball eventually the way it's affecting football, or you think it's still going to stay on a different scale just because football generates so much more money?
I think it'll get there, but I just kind of feel like football will still kind of have that advantage because of the how much it generates. Right. But I think certain people in basketball will get to that point. But I definitely agree with the NIL, because like one of my favorite players, well, I just liked him. He was my favorite basketball player, but I just liked him. My favorite all time is Michael Jordan. Right. But Chris Webber, I remember I liked to watch him play. And I remember him saying, like, when the Fab Five was together, he went to like a local store and saw like his jersey selling off the rack. And he remember he didn't even have enough money to buy his own jersey. But people making money off of him, and he can't even afford to pay for it because he didn't have any money at the time. So I definitely agree that players should be able to earn money through NIL deals. However, it got to be a situation where, and I think it goes back to that coach, they still got to understand it's a system they're trying to run as a program. I don't care if you make more money than me, I'm still your coach.
Right.
So that's the only thing, though. You got to kind of keep it level-headed, though. That's the only thing that might cause problems.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. I like the players benefiting, because these schools and programs have been benefiting billions of dollars for all these years. But I agree, it does need to be structured. And it does need to be some kind of system in place to where at least it's not used to buy a player. It's not used to come play for me instead of Coach Cromartie, because Coach Cromartie can only offer you $500K a year. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna offer you $1 million a year. You get what I'm saying? Like that part, I think is what's messing the game up. Or you playing on Coach Cromartie team and you ball out. I'm over here back channeling saying, transfer to me next year. You know what I'm saying? We can. It's kind of like I said, it hasn't affected basketball like football, but that portal is. I mean, people still getting in the portal, in the football portal right now. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
They get into for the wrong reasons too. You know. It's not just because you got a bigger bag here. You get over there, you might be getting paid, but you miserable. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even fit that system.
Right. Yeah, that's another big thing. Like, if again, I'm gonna segue into another question as a coach. What advice would you give your players if like you're coaching and they saying, even in the high school level, because they leave high schools now and going to different high schools. If you had a player that was considering leaving, what kind of advice would you give them? And would you try to talk them out of it, or would you kind of just try to give them an idea of like, okay, this decision you're making, these are the pros and the cons of it?
I've believe it or not, I've had that. I've had the last couple of years. Girls want to go to another school, and if one thing anybody tell you, I'm not going to beg a kid to stay, because if you beg them to stay, that's how you got to keep them there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to beg anybody to stay. Now I will tell them my opinion on it, and let them see the pros and cons. But at the end of the day, we're not going to beg anybody to stay, because how you get them is how you lose them too. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta want to be there. But some people feel like the grass is greener. Sometimes people feel like bigger is better, but that's not always the case. But people gotta live their own decisions.
How you feel if a player comes and says, "Oh, I want to come play for you"? Like, how do you how do you handle players coming that want to play for you? And like, do you say, "No, I can't talk to you about that because you're on such and such team, and that's not."
Oh, no. One thing about me, I do not recruit no one's player. Like if somebody say they playing for a school, and they come to me and say, "Coach, yeah, I play for so and so, but I want to come to you." No, I don't do that, because
Right.
I won't want it done to me, even though it
Right.
has happened. But I won't want that done to me. Now, if she say, "Well, Coach, I withdrew from that school. I got my options open. Now we can talk."
Right.
I would never entertain a kid that's already with another program.
Right. Yeah, that's good. And like you said, a lot of people don't. Sometimes the kid don't even got initiated. Like you say, some of these coaches out here,
Oh, oh yes, sir. Yes,
they
sir.
help me out. They
Yes.
be sending them little nuggets to somebody else to see what they say,
See
check the
their
temperature.
bite. Yep, but
Right.
nobody can tell you I've done that. If they are, they lying. I've never done that and won't do that. I just don't. I love the game too much too, and I love what I do too much. That's just not me as a person though. It's probably where all that come from. Like I want to do that as a person. So.
Does that happen a lot in high school? Not necessarily to you, but I know in the high school world, I'm pretty sure is that something that you think happens at
Yeah,
tampering
I'm
with players?
sure. I mean, but see, it didn't necessarily do with coaches trying to do it. They looking at college too, with all this moving around. So
Right.
the kids see that, so they
Right.
might want to move around. You just never know where I'll come from, but it does happen.
And a lot of times it be parents too, because
See?
if I'm a parent and I feel like you ain't playing my child as much, I feel like because sometimes I feel like parents think you got something against their child because you ain't
See?
playing them, and then they be like, well, you must don't like my child because my child don't get but such and such a minute, but then such and such a child get all these minutes, and then they be talking about favoritism, and then they don't even be at practice. I know, I ain't never coached on the high school, school level, but even when I was coaching city league ball, I used to have parents that would like go off on me and say, I don't know what in the game. I don't know what
Mm,
I'm doing and why their son ain't in. And I'm like, if you came to practice, you'll realize that your child don't even pay attention in practice. Like don't be engaged in practice. So I'm playing the kids that are engaged. Oh, you one of the parents that don't even bring your kid to practice.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's just thank God I hadn't had that, but it's just it's just a lot of factors that can play into that. I mean, you just got to be able to deal with them.
what how do you approach teamwork and collaboration on the court? Like, is that something that you emphasize within your program?
Yeah, I mean, you have players that's going to stand out regardless, just because how they play and their talent level. And I tell them, you don't have to do nothing spectacular. It's going to show just because how you move about. But yeah, we always teach, team ball and teamwork, because you can't do it. You can't do it by yourself. Even LeBron, even my favorite player, Michael Jordan, had to use Scottie Pippen. John Paxson had to shoot some threes. Steve Kerr. So you need all those pieces to be a collective one. And like I said, even if you have a dog on that team, it's going to show within the system that we have. It'll still show regardless of who they are. So it's been working. So why not?
What kind of system y'all running? What you running?
I mean, we just like to we like to run the gun press, get teams turned over, and swing the ball around, get good shots, or drive to the basket, those type of things. But the last couple of years we weren't able to do that because we hadn't had a lot of we had smaller teams and not a lot of skill, a lot of girls that just learn how to play, so it's been harder. But that's been our mindset: defense, press, and run and gun.
You had a player, Jade. She was good.
Mm-hmm.
Jade, and she played flag football too. She was
Mm-hmm.
good at flag football. And my
Yep.
son was at Nims with her, and I'd never forget when she played on the tackle team. And my son told me that was a girl at quarterback. I said, that girl, she was throwing the ball better than the boy that they
Yeah.
had started at quarterback.
Yep.
That girl was good. And I watched her play flag. I'm big on flag. So I
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
always try to go to all the girls' high school flag games that I
Yeah.
can go to. She was a baller. And
She was.
I remember her playing at Nims, and the biggest aspect of her game that I like was she had court vision like LeBron. I used to see her make passes like half court, like one bounce dribble passes, and she always seen the open player. And I'm just like, this girl right here is. I think she was like in the seventh or eighth grade then when I was watching when my son used to go to Nims.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to watching her play, especially the flag, because she was a baller.
Yeah. Yep.
How do you? I guess you don't play now no more. But when you was playing, how did you stay physically fit and maintain your stamina like throughout the season?
Conditioning. I mean, you're gonna stay fit from just practicing games, but conditioning and doing the extra things away from the gym, working out, weights and stuff like that, and kind of watching what you eat as well too.
So you had your own like workout outside of the team stuff. You still would kind of train on your own type thing.
Yeah, I mean, like we would still, like I said, we would still go with Eli, and work out sometimes after practice, but it more so after the season. During the season, we did a lot, at our school, so we didn't go over there. But like when the season was over, we would go condition with him, and that was Monday through Thursday for like 2 hours. So we always stayed in shape and always stayed playing basketball year round.
How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and developments in the basketball world as far as how the game change and evolve? You're like, okay, this may be something that we need to implement in our program. Like how the style of play, offenses or defenses, different desired defenses, offensive people may run.
Right. I watch it. I watch it all day, every day. I'm watching my TV probably has been on 3 channels. Is ESPN. Well, this is probably on probably ABC too, because I watch a lot of the women's college basketball games on the weekend, but ESPN, some movie channels too, and entertainment. But for the most part, ESPN and like maybe ESPN2, ESPNU, those channels like that. Because especially now on the SEC network, especially now I'm watching a lot of basketball, and I learn from different coaches. Like I might not use everything they have, but some stuff I do. I watch a lot of coaches' interviews, just to kind of get an understanding of their philosophy, their program. You may not use it, but I still like to see different styles.
Right.
Different styles of play. I just watch it a lot.
Right.
I mean, I'm just around it a lot. I go to games, go to the university games. I watch that. I watch a lot of stuff, a lot of basketball, a lot of football too, when it's football season.
Do you got a favorite coach to compete against, or coach against? You guys might like,
At
like,
level,
yeah.
not really.
Right.
I mean, I don't coach against the coaches. I mean,
Right. Right. That's good. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Right. How did you balance individual goals and achievements versus the team? Did you have any?
I didn't
any
have any. My goals were theirs, for them to get better, and then whatever came with that came with that. But I didn't go out saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be coach of the year this year." Never that. I think that just comes with the success of the programs, but that's never been my goal. My goal is to get them better. My goal for my girls is to get them better on and off the court, to develop them as young ladies as well as athletes. That's it.
And with that kind of mindset explains why you won Coach of the Year 3 times, because you ain't in it for yourself. A lot of
I played already, so
Right.
whatever I do now, it's not even for me. It's for them. My time, I played almost 20 years worth. It's not for me anymore. Especially when you're coaching, and you know that it's never
Right.
about you anymore. Because that's the case. We don't make enough for it to be about us.
Right.
So it's definitely, you got to do it for the love of the sport.
And the love of the people, like you say, the I think for me, coaching is the mentoring part. It drives me more than the actual game itself. It just be like you were saying earlier, being able to reach the young people and develop them mentally, like off the court or off the field. I'm always talking to my young ones about like decision making and being a better person. Like you say, if you come to me a certain way, I don't want you to lead the same way. If you do lead the same way, talent wise, at least I want you to be grown mentally. Like I want something to change. You get what I'm saying? Like I want if I don't make you a better 3-point shooter, but I can make you a better critical thinker, decision maker. You know what I'm saying? Off the court, off the field, I feel accomplished. Is like at the end of the day, when you in coaching, you gotta be doing it. Like you said, you gotta be doing it for the kid. If you ain't doing it for them, I don't even know what you're doing it for.
If you're not doing it for them, you won't do it long.
Right.
Because it's gonna come out in the wash. Your true intention is gonna come out. So if you're not doing it for them,
showing in what you say lack of success. I watch a lot of coaches, a lot of teams, and it's like if you've been coaching somewhere for so many years and you continue to be the same kind of team, the same kind of coach or same kind of results, then something ain't right. You probably hanging on to that just so you can put it in your IG bio that you're a head coach or whatever.
That's true. I mean, it's the saying I have. Sometimes you can stay too long. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think everybody realize that there's seasons in life, everything. It's not just seasons in sports, but there's seasons in life as well. And sometimes you got to know when your season is up, and then everybody have different seasons. Like, like I said, the last 2 years we've been down. And I know one coach is like, but how did that feel? You've been up for so long. How I feel? Well, I gotta realize that life is in seasons. We're not gonna always be up, not gonna always be down. You just gotta play through it and work through both of them.
Do you have any do you have an idea of how long you want to coach, and do you have any aspiration to coach college? Or you just
Yes, I definitely have aspirations to coach college. My ultimate goal is to get to the WNBA and be a coach. Right. But I know that there are steps and it's a process you gotta go through. So the next level would be collegiate. And I would definitely love the chance to coach at a collegiate level.
Do you have a specific school you be like, man, I would love to coach? Like you got like a dream school that you want to coach
Not
at?
necessarily, no, I don't. Just the opportunity. I mean, I don't want to go anywhere. I won't say that. But just opportunity to coach at that level be intriguing for me. It'd be an accomplishment because then now I can see, okay, I've done this on this high school level. Now let me work my hand at the college level to see how I can do that.
So when you have players, and I know you had players because I follow you that went on to college and
WNBA too.
WNBA. As a coach, how does I know I'm gonna say how did that feel, but like when you see your all that hard work and all that preaching and all that dedication and wisdom you instilled in them to see them get to that mountaintop as a coach, how does that make you feel? And when they say, coach, I appreciate you and like I thank you for everything you taught me because now I'm here, and then they can sit back and see like, dang, Coach Cromartie was preparing me for this.
Well, I just like to see people be successful, especially somebody who I personally know. So I'm their biggest cheerleader. Like, you did it, enjoy it. Now continue to work hard. And they don't even have to say, oh, thank you, Coach. No, I understand the work that we did with that person. But just to see them be successful is enough for me. So I get more success seeing them reach the goals that they said and the things that they're trying to do. So it's a win-win for me, I have some that's still playing. I have some that has stopped playing. But the fact that they got to that point in life and to say that I helped them some kind of way, I'm grateful.
Amen to that. I seen some kids that I used to coach and they 18, 19 years old now make me feel old as crap.
I saw one today. She said she was 22. I said, Jesus Christ.
What else we got? We talked about the future. Oh, how did you handle injuries in your career? Did you have any?
Thank God I didn't have a lot of injuries.
Okay,
I might have had like nagging stuff here and there, but nothing that was sideline me. So that's a blessing.
How do you help your players that may have suffered an injury or may get an injury and try to keep them, like you say, mentally focused and understanding that that ain't the end, especially like anybody had any long-term injury that you kind of had to help get through?
No, thank God for that. I had one girl to tear ACL, but she was in great spirits about it. And basketball wasn't her first love. She was just kind of like playing it, so she didn't take it as hard. But no, I haven't had anyone that had like career-ending injuries. Knock on wood. Yeah.
Long-term injury, right. If you could play one-on-one against any celebrity, who would it be?
A celebrity?
A celebrity.
Oh. So not an athlete.
I should say it's a basketball player, a famous basketball player. Not
Michael Jordan, his prime.
What about female?
Shamika Holdsclaw.
Why you like Michael Jordan so much? You know I'm a Kobe fan.
That's just my husband. Well, he my husband no more, but he was. But that's just the GOAT.
I mean, I don't get into the Kobe and MJ debate, the LeBron debate over Kobe or LeBron over Curry, all that, because I feel like all of them are great. And I don't understand the argument of like it's only can be one great. Like everybody can, like Jordan was great, Kobe was great.
It's different eras. Yeah. You hear I keep saying in my time. So I'm not saying that he's the greatest ever, because people before Michael that they can say I had So in my time, I feel like he's the greatest, but that's just me.
Did you like Kobe?
I did. I didn't dislike Kobe, but that's just Michael.
Kobe, like that's my idol. Like that dude meant a lot to me. So like I ain't gonna lie, a couple of times like during Kobe career, we done had the same, it is crazy, but we had like the same injury more than once. Like he hurt something like he hurt his left finger one time, and like I hurt my left finger, like because I was my favorite player. So me, that was like that's fate, and that's my best friend. Like me and my best friend got this, like we twins, and we twinning on injuries. So that's my boy. That shit hurt me when he died too. If you could create a new rule for basketball, what would it be?
I never had this question before, so that is a good one. If I create a new rule in basketball, I don't know what I would create. I mean, because I like now I will say this. Okay, this is a rule that we have this year that came up. So now they have it where if you have like 5 team fouls within a quarter, you automatically go into the free throw line, right? Before that, it was different. So I like that because that sped the game up. So I like that rule. If I could create another one, I don't know. Now they're trying to do the shot clock in Florida, so that'll speed it up too. But you have to agree on it. Like if I'm playing you got to agree on it, and if I have to agree on it. But the shot clock is going to change a lot of things for the game. I think some states already have it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we can wrap it up a little bit. I really want, I want to thank you again for being on and giving me the opportunity to interview you.
I appreciate it. I enjoy interviews, so I like it.
All right. Well, one more time, everybody give it up for Ms. Ericka Cromartie, and make sure y'all follow FAMU Girls DRS Basketball. And I don't know if you want to give them you got Twitter or anything you want to let them know where they follow you at? Yes,
you can follow me on Facebook under my name, Ericka Cromartie. Twitter, what is it on Twitter? Oh, Ms _ Cromartie, Ms Cromartie _ 11 on Instagram. And on Twitter, I'm Coach Crow at FAMU DRS. So those are my platforms.
All right, and good luck next season, and good luck in the off season, and we wish you the best. And thank you again for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, peace.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, y'all. That wraps up the episode 3. I really appreciate my good friend, Ms. Ericka Cromartie, for coming on and let me interview her. My first big interview, well, like I say, big superstar interview. Really good friend. We go way back. So I appreciate her for letting me come on here. Coming on here and sharing some of her stories and her opinions on the game of basketball. I appreciate all the support, everybody who viewing and watching, sharing, as I continue to grow in my little area here with this podcast thing. I look to keep it going. If you want to do an interview with me, whether you know me or if you don't know me, just feel free to reach out to me. Y'all can follow me on YouTube at Trumptacular 850. That same handle is my TikTok and my X, aka Twitter. And then if you follow me on Facebook already, is Marcus Trumptacular Dupree. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me if you got some ideas, if you got some opinions, if you want to critique how I'm doing it. I'm open to it. Like I want to grow in this thing and make it something big and make it, hopefully make it a job of mine. Right now, I'm just doing it for fun and learning, but I'm always open to grow. Like I said, if you want to get on the show with me, just send me a message and we can link and we can chop it up. Till the next time, I appreciate y'all. Peace. Stay blessed.